Weathering the weather with Ed. Sometimes he's cranky, sometimes he's goofy, but he's always got a joke. Before I met him, I said meteorology. Hey, guy, that's not for me. But now I'm weathering the weather with Ed.
What? Are we on? We're on, okay.
We're
I told you
on.
we're on. Today we're going to do aviation weather, and I'd like to do what Daffy Duck would say.
Wait, who are you?
I have no idea. Forget that.
Well, I'm Ed.
And I'm Francine.
Exactly.
And we're the Doublemint twins. As Daffy Duck would say, nothing up here, and where's the camera? And nothing up here. Okay, we're going to do aviation weather today. As you can see, the plane behind us, duck when it comes over. All right. So your real name is what? Beethoven?
Me? Of course it is.
Now I have to explain to you that. Hey, knock it off over there. I have to explain it to you that what's your name again? Bethany here has been up how many hours now? She had 2 hours sleep last night.
2 hours of sleep, yes. I went to bed at around 11:30. I woke up at 2.
But it would have been longer, but she had to get up.
Exactly. Had to go to work, you know.
Some people, I don't know.
Listen.
I was up at 2 and 4.
2 and 4. What were you doing? Yeah, that's Anyway.
Anyway,
back
and
to
so
aviation.
you look fine for somebody who's half asleep.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to do aviation weather. I know that a lot of people are interested in it. For instance, our audience today. Could you, you going to have any questions, Danielle?
Not for you, Ed.
No questions?
I feel shunned.
Come on.
That's why I like Emily. Emily, get rid of her.
What's the show about?
Are you not listening to us? It's about
Aviation weather.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how to
So
be,
we're talking about how
What's aviation? What is that?
never
aviation,
mind.
it's
It's
planes.
with planes. Okay. It's with planes.
That's the only thing?
Goodbye.
I
You-
thought it was about actual
Don't think. I'm getting waved
Okay,
at.
so I'm going to start the first question.
Yes, because-
Ross from North Reading, he actually wants you to define ceiling. So look up. Tell me what you see, Ed.
I see a ceiling.
It's so beautiful. Oh my God,
But I was
Is
not
that
going to do
Superman?
that because that's too obvious.
plane.
The plane.
a
No, the
plane.
ceiling is. You have at least 6/10 of the sky covered with clouds, and it has to be more than 50% that you can't see through.
Whew. That's horrible.
Oh, no, it isn't. And as you well know, that when you fly, you can see different layers of clouds. You go here, and there's some clouds. You go there.
Yeah, but if
some.
there's clouds, you won't be able to see the stars. Just saying, if you're flying at night. Why do you look so confused?
Thank you.
Why
We're
is
looking
he
at the
confused?
cloud.
right
Why
now?
are we flying at night? I'm afraid of heights.
Because you just said ceiling, and you were saying that the ceiling means that 50% of the clouds you won't be able to see through. And I'm thinking,
but
okay,
your image-
that must stink if you're flying in the sky
Don't use
at
such-
night and you can't see
we
the
don't
stars.
allow these words here because you can be above the clouds.
Oh.
Ceiling is from the ground up.
See, thank
you-
you for
Well,
clarifying
thank you.
that.
And you add the different layers together. So if there's 2/10 in the bottom and 3/10 on top, actually you got to make 6/10. So you have 2/10 here, 4/10 up
Now
here.
turned into a math
You get
lesson.
6/10. That's a math class. Down in the back.
Genius.
All
We
right,
got Mr. Albert here,
You,
Einstein. All right.
Emily, you're facing the wrong way.
What is a ceilometer?
I'm going to hit you. Oh, no, are we on the air? It's a ceilometer. A ceilometer?
Oh, you know.
Emily, get
I
up here and
looked
read these.
I looked at it the first time.
What?
Thank
It's
you.
a ceilometer.
Okay.
Why don't you
What is
ask
a
me beforehand?
ceilometer?
It's an instrument that measures the ceiling, strangely enough. And here I do
Really?
the big yacht. Yes, it does. How do you think it has the name ceilometer?
Well, how
Ceilometer.
exactly does it measure it?
Don't start.
Don't start. Okay.
They have new ones with it. You can shoot a beam up and get it.
All right, sounds cool.
Good.
I guess it works.
No,
so
it doesn't. Yes,
what,
of course it does.
What is wind shear?
What's it when you buy nylons?
And
they
Marilyn
look like
actually
sheer-
wants to know from North
Marilyn?
Reading. She's also from North Reading.
Yeah. They could be married, but we're not sure. They are.
Oh.
All right, a wind shear. Okay, there are two types of wind shears for those people in the cheap seats, too. Thank you. Emily, come on. There's directional shear. Look at this one. They're coming together like that.
Okay.
And there's also wind speed shear. Yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Low wind here, strong wind here, and then low wind here. That's an example of wind shear. So if you're coming through that, it's not good.
So it's pretty much like a tunnel?
What the heck? It's not. No.
Well, not a tunnel, but...
No, when you're in a plane, you got to go through an area where there's stronger winds.
Okay, so just like
You
an
can have
elevator, you're going
directional
down
shear
different
and
levels.
also speed, the velocity of the speed shear. And you can have both, and that's exciting too. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
No, it isn't. Oh, yes, thank you.
No, it isn't.
All right, Emily, a question?
Is this a debate?
All
No.
right, take her out of the room, will you, please?
Is she watching the same show we're on
Go ahead.
right now?
Not
So-
a debate. What do you think this is? Go ahead.
What?
How does lightning and thunder affect an airplane?
Thank you. Do you want to read that one again?
No,
I
you
couldn't
do
hear.
it.
I couldn't
sound
hear you the
much-
first
How
time.
does lightning and thunder
How does
affect an
lightning
airplane?
and thunder affect an airplane?
Don't go in there, because you can get ripped to shreds.
Phew.
Is that a good answer?
Oh, that sounds.
You don't want to get hit by lightning, because I hear that's a
That sounds
problem
very
for the
pleasant.
equipment,
Oh, really?
not to mention the people. And then you don't want to go into the thunderstorm because you ain't coming out. Well, you are, but in pieces.
Just yeah.
Ripped to shreds.
Not in one
A lot of
piece.
wind shear in there. Up
Kinda
and
dangerous.
down, down, and up. All right, thank you. You still think it's a debate?
Next
Why?
question.
Why? And
Okay, so Ed Hummel from Garland, Maine.
Or Ed Garland from Hummel, Maine?
That's
Yeah.
not what I said.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Don't read another.
How can? Oh, so
Skip another. Just go start with how can.
He's ridiculous.
Thank
Okay,
you.
how can airfields have zero visibility in fog with a 25-knot wind blowing?
Okay, that's because it's being blown in from off the water, for instance. It's being advected
Gotcha.
in, meaning it's moving horizontally and the wind's blowing it in. See?
Oh.
Yeah. For instance, you're standing at the Hamptons. We couldn't be.
Hampton Beach.
We should be standing in San Francisco.
You'll be in your
bathing.
bikini.
No, my Speedo.
His speedo. All right.
Speedo. I'll be wearing a th. There you go. And so you're standing there, and the wind's blowing in off the ocean. Here comes the fog coming in, and it gets really thick.
That's
So that's how you get it. It's not from radiation or cooling. With a clear, calm night, and the heat radiates out to space. She's just calm, and the fog's just sitting in. Then the sun comes up and evaporates that type of fog. Or on TV, they would say fog is burns off. Yeah, right.
no.
Okay,
Yeah, right. You
Thank
seem
you.
to disbelieve that.
it's not true. No, get this
Okay.
name right.
Jeffrey, Michelle.
Right.
Okay, there we go. He's from Coppell, Texas.
Wow.
Texas.
Your predecessor said that.
He wants to know, is it true that if the air temperature gets high enough, planes can't take off?
You are correct. This
So-
happened. What?
So his question is, if it's too hot outside,
You can't get
the plane can't
not
actually
enough lift.
take off?
Yeah, they did that. U.S. Airways at least did that in Phoenix during the summer when it was blazing.
Wow.
How
hot would the sky actually, how
Well,
hot would the,
110 they could do it. I think it was up close to 120, and they refused to go.
what exactly is the reason?
Not
Is because
so
of the
light
atmosphere?
they couldn't get enough lift,
Wow.
which is a good idea to get when you're taking off. You don't want to yell out.
Yeah, you know, you
Heads
kind
up.
of want to be lifted up when you're about to take off in a
We
plane.
just lost half the
You
audience.
don't really want
What
to
happened?
keep driving on.
Get her back here. Tell her to get candy and come back. Yes, they actually did that in Phoenix.
Wow. Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day.
Well, I try not to.
So, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Joe Moran, he has a few questions.
Oh, yes, the
are you ready
PhD
for the
from
show?
Marina Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get her.
You are on board a commercial jetliner flying from Boston to
Wait a minute,
Chicago.
I have to picture this.
Close your eyes.
They are close. Okay,
Close
go
your
ahead.
eyes.
Go
All right.
get her in here.
So I'm driving.
You're driving the
I'm
plane?
sorry. I could be driving the plane. How would you
I
like
hope
the story
not.
to end?
I'm jumping out.
It depends. Are we going skydiving?
All right,
or-
calm down. Start again.
So you're on board on a commercial jetliner flying from Boston to Chicago at a cruising altitude where the air pressure outside the aircraft is 300 millibars.
That's
MB.
in a pressure unit.
MB.
Millibars. It's a pressure unit instead of inches of mercury. So that's about 35, 40,000 feet. No, about 30, 35. Something like that. Anyway, go ahead. Forget to the question.
Okay, so pretty much it's a lot of pressure. Is the
No, it's very little pressure.
Very
At
little
the surface,
pressure?
it's about 1,000.
wow.
Ooh, yeah. I wouldn't go out on the plane.
Oh, okay. So you're right. It's kind of tiny. All right, so he actually wants to know, how does the air pressure in the aircraft cabin compare to the air pressure outside the aircraft?
Much higher. It's like sea level pressure. You got to breathe, you know.
Wow.
You don't open the window at this point. The pressure is much lower. You couldn't survive. So that's why they pressurized the cabin.
Well, really?
Really? No, they.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, if they didn't, there'd be big trouble. There'd be a lot of bodies,
Oh my
including the pilot.
Oh my goodness. All right, he also actually has another question, Mr. Joe. He wants to know, why does it usually take longer for jetliner to travel from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco than from San Francisco to Washington, D.C.?
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Okay, because.
actually think I know
Are you
that
Tony
answer.
Bennett? All right.
You're gonna talk about
hey,
the
no
altitude?
sneezing over there.
In the pressure.
What? No, it is the jet stream.
What?
Strong winds and high levels. They blow from around 200 millibars. They blow from generally west to east direction. So when you're going, from Boston to the west coast, you're flying towards the west, and it's pushing
The
you
wind
back.
isn't so
It's
bad,
pushing you,
yeah.
No, it's pushing you back. Because
If-
you're going this way, and the wind's going that way, so
Oh,
it's going to hold you
okay,
up.
gotcha.
But
I thought you were talking about the opposite.
no,
Going the
when
other
you were
way.
going from the west coast to Boston, the wind is pushing you along.
So be nice.
So you
easy
use
ride.
less
You'll
fuel.
just slide by.
I suggest you have the engines on. It's,
Well, you don't want to just.
Hey, I'm getting derailments here. Hold it.
Go ahead.
That's why you use less fuel coming eastward, because the wind is pushing you along. And going the other way, you use more.
Interesting. Save money on your way back.
You won't see it. All right, another excellent question. Not really.
All right. He has one last question, actually, Mr.
Don't
Joe.
say last because he's
Well,
not that old.
unless I see him. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not meaning last, like, you know. Well, he wants to know by
How come I'm
monitoring
never on
changes
here?
in the.
Oh, there I am.
He wants to know by monitoring
How
air.
about, try again.
Well, if you didn't interrupt me every 2 seconds, you know, who's gonna work with this guy? Can you?
Okay, you want me
All
to
right.
cut
So
your
I'll
salary in
start.
half?
I'll start. Oh
Cut
my
your
God.
salary in half. Go ahead.
Wow. So
Think about
generous
it.
of you. So by monitoring changes in the air temperature outside an ascending aircraft, you can determine when the aircraft enters the stratosphere. Explain how.
All right, from the audience, Danielle, stop
So
playing
he
with
wants
that.
to know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because he's a PhD. Danielle, can you explain that?
I didn't even hear the question.
Well, if you were paying attention a little bit.
Well, don't yell at me.
I'm not. You want to hear yelling? I'll show you. Danielle, by monitoring changes in the air temperature outside an ascending aircraft, comma, you can determine when the aircraft enters the stratosphere. Explain how. Put the passenger outside.
I feel like the pressure in the air would
No.
be no.
The temperature increases. Yes. Because at the top of the troposphere,
It's hot. No. You said the
This-
temperature increases.
yeah, but it's way below zero to begin
Oh,
with.
okay.
This is the top of the. See, if we had some real money here, we could get one of these. I'll use my hand. Notice how it shakes. All right. This is the top of the bottom part of the atmosphere. It's called the troposphere. Most of the weather occurs in the troposphere. Okay. I look at the audience, but they're not paying attention. And except for thunderstorms, they go up into the stratosphere. So, and you can tell the end of the troposphere. There's a temperature increase with height. That's called the tropopause. Let's not get too technical. And you're crossing over into the stratosphere. That's how you tell that you're leaving the troposphere and going into the stratosphere. And as Snagglepuss would say,
They actually took
Even.
off. That's how you knew.
see that? So next time you're on the plane, quiz the pilot. Extra, what?
All right, Ed.
God, I'm all trained.
So Alexander Robinson.
How about, again, Robertson. What do you got? It says, what do you see?
Robertson?
You don't see Robinson, do you?
No, I didn't
And it
say
says-
Robinson.
You did, she's not paying attention.
It's okay.
It's all right,
It's
go
all
ahead.
right. From Manchester, New Hampshire, he wants to know, does volcanic ash changes wind and weather
Does
patterns?
volcanic ash change wind?
Yes.
And all right, Sparky, go ahead. Come on, you said yes. What's the answer?
It does.
Don't tell
Does
me
volcanic
What's
ash
the answer?
Change wind and weather patterns. Mine says changes, by the way.
Because
I read it the way it.
I know, I forgot
read
to
it the way
cross out the S
Thank
over
you.
there, but I did it here.
It's okay. I'm glad you
everybody
did it.
see
I'm glad
that?
he did it on his copy.
Okay,
Gave me the one you can't read.
stop it. All right,
They're
took
coming
off
for
again.
us.
Volcanic ash, it goes up into the atmosphere. The real fine material stays up there for a while, and it actually, the way it affects the weather is it works against global warming. Not that we have any, you know.
That doesn't exist.
No, of course not. The trees are green, the
What are you
flowers
talking
are
about?
still pumping around, and you can't get any leaves to turn red. But we don't have global warming, no.
Doesn't happen here.
Republican Party. All right. So when Mount Pinatubo went off in 1971, that's I know you. 1991. I know you all remember that, especially you. That's Imelda Marcos. She was the president's wife out in the Philippines. That's where Pinatubo is. They dumped all her used shoes in there, which was about 5,000 pairs. She had this
Oh my goodness.
thing about, and the thing blew up. It couldn't take it.
Really?
It didn't have any odor eaters in it. Blew up. And,
I'm not sure if I would jump in that volcano for those shoes. I wonder.
I wouldn't jump
what
in there
they
in the
looked
first
like.
place. They didn't look good. And then, and it sent fine ash into the atmosphere, and it made the atmosphere lighter in color. We brought up Albedo before. You remember him play for the White Sox shortstop?
Yeah.
Reflectivity. Thank
Yep.
you. And it made the atmosphere lighter in color, so more sunlight was reflected, and so it was negating global warming for about a year or two.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
I think the
We
Republicans.
rocked that one.
I think the Republicans.
Alexander liked that one.
I think who? Oh, he did.
Alexander.
Yeah, I think the
was a good
Republicans
one.
still think it's going on.
I wonder.
Okay, where's the Tea Party? We want to have another. We want to have another Tea Party in the harbor.
Can we?
Why not? All right. Here's our final question because I got tired of making them up. No. I want to thank everybody for not sending in questions except for my friends.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you,
definitely
and,
enjoy reading
Danielle,
them
you better come up
and
with
taking
some.
the time
Not taking the time.
to find the answer for all of them.
Also, the book is really selling like hotcakes. No, it isn't.
It is. It's
It's
flying
not.
off the shelves.
It's flying because
Flying off
because
the
the
shelves.
shelf fell over.
We still have, yeah, exactly.
Still have a lot
We
of books
still
out
have
there.
100
So
books
far,
left.
you know, it's
There
going
we
to
go.
get colder.
It's a standalone study guide to
in meteorology. Right.
All right,
it's
and
for-
all proceeds.
No, net. $22 out of 25.
Okay.
It
I'm
costs
sorry.
$3 to do it.
All right, well, all
And it-
net proceeds go to benefit the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
For Parkinson's,
Research for Parkinson's
research. And remember, he's on TV now.
He is. And it's only $25 for a book. I mean, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
It's for a good cause.
So don't go.
Might as well.
Don't
I
go-
mean, and look at this handsome guy. I mean, you got him right on the front page.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that?
Actually, it's inside the cover.
Okay, it's
There's
inside
hair
the
in my
cover.
head too.
There is. That part's kind of scary.
Well, it's not real.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. There we go.
All right, all right,
There we
yeah,
go.
all
Let's-
right. Look at that handsome devil. I tell you, that cue
That's
stick
when
was
he was
stolen later on.
That's when he was young and
That's what-
strutting his stuff, right?
Strutting
He's like-
myself.
Trapping.
I was a happening thing.
Happening. Oh, look at
What are you
that.
trying to say, Ed?
I don't know. I was
He was
cool.
pretty hip.
I was,
he was pretty
yeah, I
hip.
hurt my hip being
You
so
had
hip.
those ladies, Ed?
Huh?
You had those ladies wrapped around your finger?
Yeah. Lady skunks and lady
Yeah.
mice, things like that. Anything good looking, forget it. You know.
So,
Go
all
ahead.
right.
We have a-
Well, back to the last question. Lee Labdus.
Wow.
Woo! We've seen him quite a few times. Lee Labdus.
Oh, Labdus Lee.
And
Go ahead.
could be either one.
Yeah.
And he's from actually Warner Robins, Georgia.
GA.
Okay, no, for a second there I was like, wait, does that say Robbins or like what exactly
Robbins.
did
I
it
want to
say?
give
I
her a hand for
wasn't
getting
too
that
sure.
one right.
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you, thank you. I
Let's
wore my
have the
glasses
control
today.
room applaud a little bit, no?
And I don't know, what show are we on? Number 14,
14,
right?
buddy.
14th
I
show.
mean, buddy.
And it took me all the way up until now to actually wear my glasses on TV. So this is,
Yeah, see,
is
she's
it.
letting it all hang out today.
that's right, you get it.
See that?
This is
Put it on. Isn't that a
this
love?
is greatness.
You're a real
All
little
right,
win?
so what?
I'm sorry.
What'd you say? Okay, so he wants to know how far does visibility have to be and how high does the ceiling have to be for commercial aircraft to take off and land?
All right. There's a thing called LIFR, and it's not the Long Island Railroad. That would be LIRR. LIFR, Low Instrument Flight Rules. There's flight rules that are visual. It means you don't have to, you're either rated, did I say rated?
Iterated?
No, rated, R-A-T-E-D, either rated visual or
Meaning eyes.
instruments. Okay?
Or tools.
And if you,
That would be an instrument.
thank you.
Okay.
What about if you're a cyclops? Well, if your instrument, wait a minute, if you're visible, and not instrument, you ain't going up unless you
Yeah.
want to kill yourself,
Oh,
because you can't
Yeah.
see anything.
that would probably be a bad
Not
idea.
a good idea. Then they have IFR, which is instrument flight rules, and then they have they have a visual, marginal visual, where if you're smart, you won't go up if you don't know what you're doing. Well, that makes a lot of people.
Yeah.
Then there's instrument flight rules, and then there's low instrument flight rules. Now the instrument, that means that's really a professional flyer there, like the aircraft. Don't worry, madam, we can get this in, maybe. All right.
We'll see what we can do.
So the ceiling, it's below 500 feet. And the 500 feet is above ground level. Not sea level, ground level.
Okay, so
What's different? Because how are we above the ground?
yeah, exactly.
Who cares when you're out in the 7,000 feet and the mountains are 65? I don't care what sea level is. All right, so it's a ceiling below 500 feet and/or, yes, it's like a Dunkin'
And/or.
Donuts commercial, and/or.
And/or
Visibility less than 1 mile. See that? So it's ceiling
all the way up.
500 feet, below 500 feet, and/or visibility less than 1 mile. Either one qualifies it as what? Oh, low instrument flight rules. Okay. All right. Now, the first thing we want to do, we're running out of time here, but then nobody's watching.
We got 6 minutes.
First thing we're going to do is sky cover. As you can plainly see, yeah. I'm not well. It goes 1 through 9, and the first one, these are all circles, see? What are you playing, Jeopardy? Circle takes the square. The first one is totally clear. That means there's no clouds, and we're going to work it up in tenths. So if you look at 8, that's completely overcast. That's 10 tenths.
10 tenths.
Yeah, it's very intensive. and you see the one on the bottom? You see it, don't you?
I see it.
Thank you.
You don't see it? It's
You
right
don't
there.
see it's right there. It's behind
Okay,
it.
right in front of you.
The X means that we're playing tic-tac-toe. No, it means that the sky is obscured. Now, audience who's not paying attention. Audience, Danielle, stop playing with that. What does sky obscured mean?
What is what?
Oh, my God. And she's your...
It's
Sounds like you just said it's so.
What does sky obscured mean?
Oh man.
Old man is not correct. Did you call
What
me
is-
an old man?
I sure did.
All right, thank you.
How do you feel about that?
Probably not so good.
I'm not a violent
Let's
man.
diffuse
but
the
you're pushing
situation.
it.
Let's carry on.
All right. Sky obscured means I can't see the sky. It can be because of precipitation or fog.
So something's blocking you from
or,
actually
yeah,
seeing
precipitation
this. Yeah.
or fog.
With
or
thunder.
both.
What about thunder and lightning? What would that?
Well, that'd be precipitation. And lightning's not going to stop
Yeah.
you from seeing it. I hold up a metal stick and see if I can get it. Oh, there it is.
Got it.
Got it. All right. So, are there any questions on that, young lady? Remember to write in if you have
No,
questions.
not at the moment. I have no questions.
Then we have the wind speed. All right, and as you can plainly see, this is
From the visual aid.
thank you from the visual aid that's up there. The first one is a circle. What is like a circle within a circle? A winding wheel. It's a circle around a circle, and that means calm, as they would say it around
Calm.
here, or calm if you want to
Calm.
speak regular English. The first one is in knots, and it's not pronounced knots. It's knots. Second one's in miles per hour. Knots is a little bit higher than, a little faster than in speed than a mile per hour. Yes. I think it's 1 and 1.
How much faster?
I think it's 1 and 1/7.
Oh,
I'll figure out the numbers here.
So, yeah.
Yeah, 1 and 1/7. All right, so now, and you can go all the way up to, if you look at the bottom one, which I'm looking at now, you can plainly see, oh,
I
darn,
see it.
There goes another one. All right, well, who needs that? You can see the 2 flags, they're not over Texas, the 2 flags in the first line, it means that 103 to 107 knots are, 119 to 123 miles an hour. That's brisk.
That's
I'm telling you.
a bit much.
I would have a little trouble trying to catch a fly ball.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, okay.
a little bit.
Well, not me, because I wouldn't have trouble. I wouldn't.
Of course not,
3
you're an
minutes,
all-star.
24 seconds to go in the third period. We're closing in. Why did you drop the questions on the floor?
I already read them.
Have another shot.
Well, I already.
All right, and thank you. Then we're going to interpret weather systems or symbols. Could you pay a little bit of attention? Straighten the chair out, young lady. You're in class now. Don't throw it at me because I'll keep it. Thank you. Do that again.
Do you have any questions about today's show, about aviation?
She don't even know what a plane. Oh, sorry.
No,
Act-
actually, I learned a lot.
You know, I used to know a kid in college who actually was an aviation major, and the crazy stuff that they would do, let me tell you, when they would teach them how to drive planes. Do you know when they're first teaching you how to drive the plane, you actually have to have this shield over your face. It's covering half of your face, so you could only see
Down.
down. And the only thing down that you see is all your little gadgets, all the little meters, all numbers, everything. So you have to learn. You can't see in the sky if there's a plane coming. You have to read and
Okay.
look. You know what I mean? You see the graph there, seeing beep, 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 beep. If there's a plane, you know, something beeping.
Well, we don't know
coming,
where it is,
something
though.
coming by. Well, if you're looking down, you should be able to tell. I mean,
really?
because they teach you all the math, all the sites, like where north, west, east, south, you know, where everything's coming from when you're
Mm-hmm.
up there. So that was pretty cool, I thought. I was like, okay, wait a minute.
She still survives.
But
or
of
what?
course, there's like, you know, an instructor in there with you. You're not
Yeah, he's going.
just driving it blindfold.
He's saying, "We're now dead. You just hit the ground." All right, now we're gonna. You can.
Don't go that way.
Thank you. We have interpreting weather symbols, and now what you see up on the board, or whatever, you see the circle.
I see the numbers.
You see the circle?
I see the circle.
Oh, yeah. You see the circle, and you see the staff. Give me my staff going out to the lower right. That would be a southeast wind at about 15 knots, or knots, if you want to do it correctly.
Knots.
Knots. And the one in the middle would be a sky
King of
condition.
knots.
Stop it. How much cloud cover? You always point the flag into the wind. Hang on.
Oh my goodness.
And then the upper left, you see the question mark? You would put a temperature in there. Yeah. At the surface, well, and if the aviation would be in Fahrenheit. Then in the middle, glad I don't have any water, but that's all right. I'll just keel over here. In the
I'll save you.
really, I might enjoy it. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh God.
In the middle, you have the weather and visibility. On the bottom line there, you have the dew point, which is the temperature that you cool the air to, and dew would form. Upper right would be the pressure, and the lower right, we're going to skip. I don't remember that. We're going to skip it. You have to go to the
You don't really need it.
Next drawing, please. These are the different weather
23
symbols.
seconds.
No, stop it. We have, so you see on the left, under number one, that's rain. Then we have a shower. Then the one that looks like an R with a lightning bolt, we're going to go over a little. That's a thunderstorm, heavy thunderstorm. The X is a snow. Then you have, if it's a snow flurry, you got the X with the triangle symbol. Down below there's haze and so forth. Then we have freezing rain with the little swirl. I can read at 0. And they got a freezing rain or freezing drizzle. And the one with the arrow and on both sides, that's ice crystals. And we have the famous other.
Other.
Then the one on the bottom with 2 lines, that's fog. Thank you. And then we have a plotted map, which I hope you can see. And you got the we have the temperature, dew point, weather condition, and the wind speed, and direction, and also the cloud cover. And some of the stuff is missing. X's is snow. Usually it's a star, but I guess we can't afford stars these days, except for us.
Cannot.
Now we'll
obviously.
decide. I understand. Oh, I just heard it.
Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, and
Lovely to see all you people again.
yeah, I want to thank the audience for showing up. One person.
Exactly.
So hit it with the.
You know what? One is better than none.
Exactly.
Not in this case. Oh, sorry. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Where's the music here?
Weathering the weather with Ed. Sometimes he's cranky, sometimes he's goofy, but he's always got a joke. Before I met him, I said meteorology. Hey, guy, that's not for me. But now I'm weathering the weather with Ed.